What is up, people? This is the Oracle, and we are back online for a Kaladesh draft league. I think it's just great that now we can play on Wednesday, and we don't have to play to to wait until Friday. It's just great. Very happy to play. I've done another league, another draft league just before that one, but games were really awful. I end up 2-1, but each time I beat my opponent, they completely flooded out, and each time I got beaten. No, 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 no. The match I lost, I think I just played against a better deck, despite being a bit mana screwed. But I just really won only of my opponent mana flooding, and that was not a great draft to upload, I thought. So I'm recording another one. We have a Depala, which I think is sweet. It's double colored, obviously, but it's just a very solid creature. I kind of like that. I don't think you would always first pick that, but I kind of want to try it out. And I don't think any of the uncommon are that amazing. They are decent, but not that great. Chandra Pyro Elix is decent, but yeah, let's try the sweet dwarf pilot and see what we can do with that. Always kind of annoying to first pick a double colored card, but it's not the end of the world. Renegade Frighter, I think, is just one of the best common in the set. Very, very good vehicle, one of the best vehicle. Just extremely aggressive and deals a lot of damage. And since we have Depala, playing vehicle is good too. And you know, I'm not even picking that because I have Depala. I think it's just the straight up best card of the pack. I think it's better than any of the uncommon. Tidy Conclusion is decent, but I think the Frighter is just the best card of the pack and goes very well with Depala, so that's extremely sweet. Nothing I love here. Subtle Strike is a very good card. I like that. The fact that, I mean, first it's a trick, you can just use that as a trick, but second, sometimes you can just maybe kill a one-toughness creature and put a counter, which is solid for 2 mana, just very nice. Emerald Bruiser is pretty solid if you're aggressive. Refurbish, not a huge fan, but it's playable if you have enough artifact. Pressure Point, don't think it's great. We could pick a Self-Assembler, which is decent. I actually like that card more in White-Red than other archetype, I feel like, because White-Red doesn't really have any high end and some big stuff, and having a nice way to get a bit of card advantage and some bigger creature in the late game seems good for a White-Red deck, I feel like. It's not super exciting, but I don't think there's anything else. Like, the black cards are good, but I kind of want to stay into White-Red for Depala, so I think I'll pick the Assembler, which is most likely going to be good in any deck too, which is nice. Okay, we have some more interesting red and white cards here. Thriving Ibex is fine, mediocre but fine. Hijack, I think the set is aggressive enough where Hijack is actually potentially quite good. Reunion is a card I like at this amount, but I'm not gonna pick that high. Eager Constrictor I don't think is great. Quicksmith Genius, pretty solid. I like the looting effect, we have a couple artifacts already. Now, Incendiary Sabotage is quite good too. I mean, the thing is, it's looking like we are building a fairly aggressive and beatdown deck, in which case you don't really want to kill your own creatures. And to have that card being really good, I feel like you need cards like Prophetic Prism. I mean, no, not Prophetic. Prismatic Prism, the artifact that draws you a card. I don't know, maybe it's just so good that you want to pick it here because it's kind of a Wrath effect, but I feel like the solid looter is better. It's kind of a close pick. I honestly, maybe in 2 months, not in 2 months, but in 2 weeks, I realized that this pick was awful and you should always pick the 3 damaging thing because it's amazing. But here I kind of feel like this might be better. Here we have an interesting pick, I think, between Salivating Gremlins, which is decent. We have a couple artifacts, it's pretty aggressive, beat down, nice card, and Skyskiff, which works well with Depala, and I've been happy with that card. I think it's just pretty decent. The crew one is really nice, you can use that very efficiently with fabricating creatures. I think it's just better than the Oak. Now Gremlins might be better. I don't really want to stack up too many 3-drops though. I think Gremlins is better though. It's kind of close. Maybe I'm completely wrong. No, I don't think I'm completely wrong, but maybe Skyskiff was slightly better. Trusty Companion I feel is pretty good. I've been happy with that card. I mean, it's weird because it's an hyena, but it conducts vehicle very well. Acrobatic Maneuver is decent too. You can dodge Rimvol, you can trigger some cards, you draw a card, it's good. Sky Skiff again, looking decent here, but I'm gonna pick the Doorbuster. I've been really, really impressed with that card. The first time I saw it, I was not super impressed, but the fact that it can get rid of a blocker and attack for 4 twice, like that, I think that card is straight up great and really underrated. Like each time I've seen that on the battlefield, it just, I mean, the guy who played it just completely outraced the opponent. Speedway Fanatic looking good in this deck. I like that. I'm aggressive. I have some vehicles. Crewing that into Frighter is just amazing. So great. Looks like the archetype we want to play is open. White doesn't seem very open. Frighter that late? Yeah, white doesn't seem very open, but red seems rather open. I don't think this should go that late. I think it's, again, I might be wrong, but that card has impressed me a lot. I think it might be one of the best common in the set, and the fact that it's colorless means it should be picked very highly. So I don't think it's normal that it's here, but maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like that card is amazing. Build to smash and not smash. I've just played badminton, so that's why. But yeah, either way, I think this is just worse than Frightener, and by quite a big margin. Either way, after that nonsense, pretty late Bruiser. I mean, if white is really not open, Depala is strong, but I could also go red-black beatdown. Bruiser is really decent. It's not great with vehicles actually because it enters the battlefield tapped, and you kind of want to attack. I mean, crew with creature you just played. But I'm still. Maybe this is better. I think this is a better black card. Hijack is fine, but I feel like the option that maybe black is open is slightly more appealing. I'm gonna pick Demolish. It's a fine card. At least it's a good sideboard option, if nothing else. And I don't care about anything else. Pressure Point, not a huge fan. Well, Refurbish got kind of better since I picked 2 Frighters, because getting those back, I mean, that card is really threatening. And I kind of like getting it back. Maybe I should just pick Reunion. Maybe I can make use of that. I don't think I'm very likely to play any of these. I think I should be able to get a Reunion if I want at some point. Hijack might be harder to get, so I'm gonna pick it here. Nothing I care about here. No reason to counter draft. This is a draft league. We have 8 very solid playables, I feel like. Welding Sparks. Very, very good. Probably the best common in the set. At least I love it. It's looking very good here. I'm gonna pick that. Servo Exhibition is decent, works kind of well with vehicles. Especially if you have some crew 1 vehicle, like the Sky Skiff. Would be good. It works very well with the Salivating Gremlins too. Metalwork Colossus is... it works well with vehicle, kind of, but I don't think that card is very good at all. And I don't think this is what we are trying to do. And Welding Spark is just one of the best cards we could ask for. I'm kind of concerned about getting a bunch of 3-drop and lacking other things, but I feel like we should be able to fill the holes in the curve during the draft, at least I hope. But I cannot really afford to pick that many more 3-drops. We don't have any dwarf yet, but the Pala is also boosting vehicles, which is sweet. The deck is looking really nice. Nice vehicle themed deck. Alright. Voltaic Brawler is amazing. That each time I read the card, I'm like, really? You get that much value out of 2 mana? Constellate Surveillance. I don't think this thing is great, and I don't think we wanna... I mean, we are aggressive, so we certainly don't want to play that, but even in the control deck, I don't think this is great. Anyways, Inventor's Fair is not very good, I don't think so. Self-Assembler is fine, but I think we are trying to be aggressive, so I'd rather pick a smaller card, a cheaper card, I should say. I think that Gleansleeve Artisan is better than 3 Ving grubs, but when I look at my curve, I want to pick 3 Ving grubs. I mean, this is better. This is also dwarf for Depala, and fabricate is nice when you are trying to use vehicles, but I need to think about my curve, and grubs is actually a very solid 2-drop in a beatdown deck, so I'm happy enough to pick that. Okay, well, I feel like this is the kind of pack where if it was not a draft league, I would maybe counter draft, because I don't really care about anything. Don't really want to play against Arborback Stomper too. That card is so good. Craving Mold is quite good too. Ether Terrorist is very sweet. I'm not super hype about the Monitor just because I have a bunch of 3-drops, so I'd rather just play Eager Construct if anything. Now I might want to pick Dai Young because I have a Molfi squad, and maybe if it's not looking like I will get any white, so maybe if I get enough good black, it's gonna be better than splashing for Depala. I'm pretty sure at this point I'm gonna end up in almost mono red, but then maybe with a touch of black or white, depending on what I get. And I already have a Demolish in the sideboard, so I don't really feel like I want another one. Yeah, we'll not get to the point where this is gonna be good. I don't think so. Maybe, but at least we are not. We are not there yet. Experimental Aviator, very good card. We are not blue though. We have a Lean Sleeve Artisan, which is sweet, and Skyskiff. I mean, this is clearly better than Gremlins. I'm pretty sure. Now there is still this question of do I want to pick a 2-drop over 3-drop just because of my curve, and there is also the question of Skyskiff lets me stay more open, which could matter if I end up playing black. I think I'm gonna pick Skyskiff. Again, I think Artisan's slightly better, but looking at my curve and the fact that I could end up in black instead of white, I feel like the Skiff is more appealing. Another Skiff. I'm not super hype about that thing. I don't think it's great. I mean, it's pretty good at crewing actually. But I wonder if I should not pick the solid 2-drop. I think Skyskiff is solid, especially in this kind of red beatdown deck where having a bit of flyer can help you get the last point of damage you need to kill the opponent. I don't know. Again, I might be thinking about my curve a little bit too much, but I feel like it's important. Like when you're playing an aggressive deck, you want to care about the curve. Dai Young. Chip removal is good in this kind of decks too. So maybe I'm going into black now. Because again, 3-drop, not super thrilled about that, even though it's a fine one. I think I'm gonna, try to see if black is not the color. Ooh, Veteran Motorist. Never mind, we are not in black anymore. No, joke aside, that's a very good card. Very good 2-drop, and I think it puts me a bit more into white than I was before. Either way, there was nothing else, so I don't think it was even close, but pick Tidy Conclusion in case I end up black. Nothing I care about here. I guess Fireforger Puzzle Knot is a decent sideboard option, like if I see a deck with a bunch of 1 toughness creature, but it's not extremely appealing. Yeah. I have more black cards. It's really close because I think my white cards are slightly better, but I have more black cards, and they are all pretty good too. Ruinous Gremlin is pretty good sideboard option. Pains me to see a Brawler going that late, but I don't think we'll ever end up in green. We have a Demolish in... I'd rather side in Gremlin over Demolish if there's an artifact, and I really don't think we can end up in green. Creeping Mold I don't think should go that late. It's very main deckable. There's a bunch of good artifact and enchantment, and sometimes you can just mana screw your opponent. Big Monitor. I think I have enough 3-drop, but I could use that maybe. Who knows? I guess. I have a couple attacking artifact, though 2 of them already have trample, so yeah. It's fine though. I mean, if I'm aggressive enough, I like that a decent amount. Yeah. Kind of hard to tell right now if we should be black or white. Okay, maybe now it's a little bit more clear, I guess. So, Cataclysmic Gear Hulk I thought was very good, and actually I think it's much worse than I thought it was, and I think a lot of people realized at the pre-release, because a lot of these were open at the 2 pre-release I played in, and I think a lot of people realized that that card is actually not great. Sometimes it's gonna save you, and it's the only card that could have saved you. It's still very good, but I think it's not. I think it's just the weakest of the Gear Hulk for limited. It's still good, and I think it's still better than Responder, but I don't think that card is the bomber you could think it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna pick that, but yeah. I've been kind of disappointed with the card, to say the least. Ooh, revoke privileges, another reason to be white. I've been really happy with main decking Fragmentized. First, well, there are a bunch of good and threatening artifacts, like this is one of the main reasons where Fragmentize is really good, because that card can just completely destroy you, and having a way to deal with that efficiently is good. You can also get rid of cards like Revoke Privileges. You have the Malfunction, the blue removal. That's an enchantment. I've been really happy with Fragmentize and main decking that. Maybe it's different in draft, but I still think this is a great option. That being said, I don't think it's ever going to be better than Revoke Privileges. Ooh! A Stoker? Sign me in. I mean, I'd love to have a Chandra's Helix in my deck, Pyro Helix, but this is just better. Alright, sweet. Good white-red beatdown deck with a bunch of rares and mythic. I don't mind that. I certainly don't mind that. We might not be playing that right now. We really have a bunch of things to cast on turn 3. But it's not a bad card either, and it does trigger the Salivating Gremlins. But now I really want to focus on getting some good 2-drops, maybe a couple 4-drops, and well, if I get another assembler, I'm gonna play them. What is that doing here? That's one of the best cards in the set. That thing is insanely powerful. Even if you don't have any other energy producing card in your deck, the thing is the nut. But I guess since this is not a regular 8-4 draft, there is no point in counter drafting. And even though that's amazing, I don't think it's going to be better than Gear Hulk, Privileges, Depala, and Motorist, so I will not go blue. Quicksmith's Genius is a much better card than Monitor, though. Not much better, but it's gonna be a better 4-drop, I guess. I mean 3-drop, but I don't really need 3-drop. But at this point, I'm probably cutting the Monitor. Gorger, we don't have any combo with that. I don't think it's gonna be good at all. I'm pretty happy about picking Thriving Grubs. Impeccable Timing is good too, but I think we want creatures. Like, we have 10 creatures, and we need creatures to true. If we don't have creatures, this deck is not gonna do anything. And 10 creatures is way too low to be happy to play. Like, if I have 4 vehicles in my deck, I want at least 15 creatures, if not more. So I really need to pick creatures at that point. Okay, another Thriving Grabs. Again, pretty happy about that. We will not pick some more vehicles. We need creatures at that point. I think Fateful Showdown is pretty good, actually. Not sure what it's doing here. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, yeah, I like it. I really like it. I feel like the Fire Weaver would be decent. It's kind of clunky that it cannot pilot the Renegade Frighter, though. It's good with Skyskiff, but not really with Frighter. Either way, Fateful Showdown is just better, I think. Ooh, sweet! That's amazing. That is truly amazing. We'll not play more vehicles. I don't think I will ever side in 2 hijacks. Don't love those build to smash. I'd rather have creatures because, again, I need creatures. I'm probably gonna have to play the Monitor, which is fine, but I really need some creatures, like, really. And I wonder if I should not main deck the Runus Gremlin, because it's a creature that can crew the Skiff, and it's also a decent sideboard up. I mean, it's probably gonna find a decent thing to kill. Oh, there's a Wayward Giant here, which I think is a fine 4-drop. I mean, 5-drop. It's not amazing, but fine. Ooh, Spireside Infiltrator. Sweet. I like that more than the Monitor. We have 16 creatures, which is really nice. The deck is, I mean, 2 Motorists plus Fanatic. We got all the nice, I think I want to build all the nice vehicle things. Like, this is just one of the best vehicle deck you can get in Limited. Seems very exciting to me to play that. I love it. Either way, I think the card I want to cut is Build to Smash. I think it's decent. I just think this deck wants to play as many creatures as possible because of the 4 vehicles. And again, Gremlin can kill things. It crew the Sky Skiff pretty well, so I feel like it's quite appealing. The deck is looking amazing. I will have to play a decent amount of white because I want to be able to hit those Motorists on turn 2, and I want my double white for the Gear Hulk. But I love the deck. It almost feels like I could play 16 land, but I still have some 5 drops. I have a Mana Sink here, and I have Fateful Showdown, which can, you know, if needed, get rid of my extra land, and I have 2 Genius, which could help me get rid of extra lands, despite me not playing that many artifacts. Now, given given the 2 Quicksmith Genius and the Gremlins, I wonder if I should actually not play the Monitor over. I don't think I want more 3-drop, but it might be just better than the Infiltrator actually. Yeah, I think it is. I have enough synergies with Artifact where it's gonna be better, I think. And I think this is a. I don't even need that much red. Still gonna be a 10-7 mana base, I think. Feel like because I have way more red, but yeah, could go 9-8 even. I feel like, but I still need my red more than anything else. So that's the deck. Pretty sweet, almost mono red piloting vehicles deck. Seems very sweet to me. Yeah, that's nice. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope we'll get some good games. And yeah, if you enjoyed the draft, feel free to drop a like. You can also leave a comment. You can obviously share the video or subscribe to the channel. These are appreciated. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you for round 1.